Hello, I'm County Commissioner Chris Campbell. I represent District 5, and for the past year I've been Chairman of the Board of the Highlands County Board of County Commissioners.
And I'm Laurie Herner, your County Administrator.
A lot has happened over the past year, and we hope to share with you the many successes we've had.
I hope you like this video. It's our first try.
In September, the Board passed the fiscal year 23-24 budget with a millage rate of 7.85 mills. This is the second year in a row the millage rate has been reduced after staying at 8.55 mills the previous 8 years. The Board is also staying ahead of the state's requirement to be at the $15 an hour minimum wage by 2026. All county employees who earn less than $13 an hour had their pay rate increased to $13 an hour as of October 1st.
In March, the Board approved the creation of a new department, Critical Infrastructure, which oversees drainage and infrastructure, solid waste, and GIS addressing. County Engineer Gator Howerton was named the Director of the Critical Infrastructure Department, and J.D. Lankford was named as our new County Engineer. Other important promotions include Parks and Facilities Director Brandon Gunn, Public Information Officer Karen Clogston, Records Manager Gloria Rabinski, and many fire rescue officers, including Lieutenants Jared Adkins, Brandon Fitch, and Max Sherwood, Battalion Chiefs Todd Barton, Daniel Sirocco, Tim Langston, and Karin Richardson, and Division Chief Larry Money. Chief Karin Richardson made history when she was promoted, as she is the first female battalion chief in Highlands County Fire Rescue. We also said goodbye to some longtime employees. Joyce Stubbs, our Parks and Facilities Custodial Supervisor, retired in January after 17 years with the county. And Edgar Alito, our Building Maintenance Specialist with Parks and Facilities, retired in March after 22 years of service to Highlands County.
And we said farewell to Division Chief Kelly Hinkle, who served our community for over 27 years when he retired from the fire services on June 1st. And to paramedic Michael Swalford October 1st, after his almost 23 years of service to Highlands County.
I was very happy when Nick Sawyer came on board in April as the county's new Deputy County Administrator and Chief of Staff. The Board has gone through some operational changes over the last few months, including the addition of the Office of Probation. Counties are required by state statute to provide probation and parole services for misdemeanors. Since the 1980s, Highlands County has contracted these services with the Salvation Army. Starting in November, the county took over providing these services in-house. The new probation office is in Avon Park on South Lake Avenue next to the Health Department. County staff participated in the Mason G. Smoke Foundation High School Career Day in January and had a great time speaking to local students about the many opportunities available at the Board of County Commissioners.
Various departments are represented, including Road and Bridge and Natural Resources, Fire Rescue, Engineering, and GIS, Human Resources, and Community Programs. And as always, county staff had a blast at the Highlands County Fair in February. The county's booth highlighted Highlands County Fire Rescue, and many officers and members manned the booth so they could show off some of the cool stuff and to answer questions they might have. The county fair is one of our favorite ways to interact with our community.
In March, Commissioners directed staff to get quotes for a qualified consulting firm to provide a new and inclusive study on impact fees and other funding options for future growth, and to bring it back to the Board for consideration. Also in March, the Board accepted a Rural Toolkit Site Preparedness Grant from Enterprise Florida, Inc. in the amount of $25,000. This grant will pay for engineering costs on a site preparedness plan, and those engineers will study the wastewater capacity at the Sebring Regional Airport and Multimodal Logistics Center. The study will provide an approximate cost for utility expansion in that area.
In February, Highlands County was awarded $340,000 from the Department of Environmental Protection for a comprehensive flood vulnerability assessment. This vulnerability assessment is countywide and includes the cities of Avon Park and Sebring and the town of Lake Placid. It will help to identify and analyze the adverse impacts from flooding resulting from increased rainfall events and more frequent and severe weather systems. Work will include flood modeling and an inventory of critical assets and vulnerability populations in the county and the municipalities, including but not limited to critical buildings, protective drainage assessments and lock systems, utilities, educational facilities, hospitals, assisted living facilities, and historic and natural resources. This assessment is underway, and once completed, Highlands County will be eligible for funding through Governor DeSantis' statewide flooding and sea level rise resilience plan.
Earlier this year, the board approved an agreement for water quality and drainage study services for areas that include Avon Park Estates, Sebring Country Estates, Sebring Falls, Lake Haven Estates, Orange Blossom Estates, Spring Lake, and Placid Lakes. This will allow staff to identify various ways to make drainage improvements in these areas. The information will also allow staff to take a broader look at drainage in the county. We are expecting results back in about 1 year.
In May, a portion of Hammock Road in Sebring was closed, so a new drainage culvert, along with some of the associated drainage pipes, could be installed underneath the roadway. This has brought relief to the intersection at Bruns Road and for the residents in Hammock Estates. After Hurricane Ian over a year ago, Road and Bridge replaced the large culvert that crosses underneath Gulfview at West Lake Boulevard in Sebring due to its deteriorated condition. At that time, R&B and engineering staff discussed and devised a plan for the county to make several improvements in this area. In August and September, Road and Bridge crews created a drainage system on both sides of Gulfview roadway near West Lake Boulevard by installing culverts and basins and laying sod, resulting in substantial improvements to the intersection both structurally and aesthetically. This has helped eradicate a historical problem of localized flooding and is a great example of staff working together to make our community better through tangible results.
The Stryker Road project began last year in October and was completed in September 2023. Several improvements were made, including widening the roadway from 11-foot lanes to 12-foot lanes and lowering 2 hills to improve line of sight. While Avon Park residents in that area dealt with traffic detours and congestion during construction, the safety improvements made were a long time coming, and we are so grateful the project is complete and the road is safer. In May, Commissioners approved 2 small county outreach program grant agreements. The first, which is over $1 million, is between FDOT and the county for the design and construction of the widening and resurfacing of 1 mile of Beacon Avenue from State Road 17 to Panther Parkway. The second agreement, which is just over $390,000, is between FDOT and the county for the rehabilitation of Catfish Creek Road over Catfish Creek Bridge in Lake Placid. Staff is looking at further grant opportunities to widen the bridge and include a pedestrian element to it. Commissioners also approved a small county road assistance program grant agreement for over $1.1 million between FDOT and the county for the resurfacing of 3.265 miles of County Road 64 from South Angelo Lake Road to East Butler Road in Avon Park. The board also approved an agreement with FDOT for the county to maintain streetlights for FDOT on state roads within the county for the next year.
The Ruth E. Handley Children's Advocacy Center received its national reaccreditation by the National Children's Alliance in June, after a site visit in March. This national reaccreditation demonstrates the commitment to the standards and criteria that ensure children and families in Highlands County receive efficient, high-quality, relevant, and compassionate services they deserve. The reaccreditation process repeats approximately every 5 years. The Ruth E. Handley Children's Advocacy Center was originally accredited in 1998 nationally.
We work closely with the 2 improvement districts to help address concerns and provide opportunities for growth within their borders. In May, the board contracted with Excavation Point, Inc. for the construction of the Sun and Lake Boulevard Sidewalk Expansion Project, where 1,340 linear feet of sidewalk was built to connect an existing sidewalk with a multi-use path. This project was fully funded by a grant from FDOT. The board also approved an interlocal agreement with the Sun and Lake Improvement District to provide $108,000 in funds for a playground in the district, as recommended by the Recreation and Parks Advisory Committee. In June, county commissioners and staff and members of the county's Historic Preservation Commission unveiled a new historical marker at the Loretta Schoolhouse. Having this commemorative marker, like ones often seen at other historic sites, reinforces the county's commitment to historic preservation in our community while helping to promote neighborhood pride. In July, we unveiled a new library vending machine at the Spring Lake Improvement District Community Center. To use the vending library, you only need a current library card. This partnership between the district and the Board of County Commissioners was championed by our library system and facilities staff and Spring Lake administration and facilities staff, and we thank the Spring Lake Board of Supervisors and our county commissioners for their support. In August, commissioners approved the purchase of Lincoln Heights Park at 426 School Street in Sebring from the School Board of Highlands County and approved the purchase of new playground equipment for the park, which is expected to be installed in early December. Our Parks and Facilities Department has been working with the Highway Park community to enhance the MLK Carver Park at Highway Park in Lake Placid. Together, over the past few years, we have installed many new features to the park, which include a fit trail with 10 stations, water fountains, fencing, having the basketball courts sealed and striped, and earlier this year, a new shade cover over the playground.
Based on the recommendation of the TDC, the board approved an event grant for USA Lacrosse, the Olympic governing body of lacrosse, for the Florida Hall of Fame and All-American Festival, which took place in May at the Highlands County Multi-Sports Complex. This grant provides 3 years of funding. Also, RPAC funding has been used over the last year for new pickleball courts in Spring Lake and the city of Sebring. All this helps diversify the kind of sporting opportunities available in our community. We also took time to look back on Highlands County's history when we installed and unveiled a mural in May in the Government Center honoring our centennial. I invite you to come see it if you haven't already. The mural was created by well-known artist Keith Goodson. The centennial mural has been in the works since the county's 100-year birthday in April of 2021. It was a group effort among county staff in planning and zoning, public information, tourism, legal, and purchasing, as well as Historic Preservation Commission members. Keith took all the ideas gathered and created a beautiful vision of Highlands County's 100 years. We are so happy with the result, and we hope you are too. In September, we had the honor to attend the 9/11 Memorial at West Sebring Volunteer Fire Department Station 10. Many of our fire rescue members, county staff, and Commissioner Scott Kerouac were there to pay their respects and remembering that hollow day in our nation's history and its everlasting meaning to all of us. Let us never forget.
In September, several fire rescue members were presented with Lifesaver Awards for their response efforts on 3 different medical calls dealing with cardiac arrest, where all 3 individuals were treated and survived. This award is a huge deal for our members, and we are so proud to recognize them for their life-saving actions on these calls. The board also recognized the newly formed Highlands County Fire Rescue Chaplaincy Program, which will use locally trained chaplains to help fellow first responders in times of crisis.
As our county continues to grow, we know we need to continue looking ahead. In March, Commissioners accepted a Florida Department of Environmental Protection award in the amount of $340,000 for a Resilient Florida Planning Grant. And in July, the board accepted $1.1 million in funds as part of a HUD Economic Development Initiative grant agreement for the Planning, Design, and Required National Environmental Policy Act clearance approvals for Sebring Parkway Phase 4.
We want to conclude by mentioning one of the events we are so proud of this year. In August, Healthy Families Highlands held its Back to School Bash with 63 program participants attending. This year was extra special because of how board employees came together, specifically our Highlands County Fire Rescue and Community Programs departments. Fire rescue crews raised $4,000, which allowed them to provide 46 backpacks for Healthy Families Highlands program participants and filled 160 extra backpacks that were distributed to the elementary schools in our county. We are so grateful for the many employees who donated school supplies for this event, and really, we're just so grateful for our employees. We work together to create the community that we want, and our employees live this mantra every day because we live here too. Thank you for watching. We hope you're as proud of Highlands County as we are.
It's been a pleasure serving as the chairman of the board for this past year, and we are looking forward to an exciting year ahead.